Hey, people, welcome to the Man United stream. Hope you're doing well. I'm hoping that you can all hear me well, clearly. And I hope you can also see me because sometimes the camera doesn't always work. But welcome to this special show tonight. It is a cracking show. It's going to be because I've got a guest on, as you can see, in Helge. I call him the Norwegian Man United expert, the expert who knows everything about Man United and more. And he's always a fun guy to have on the show. We've had him on before, and you can see him. He's raring to go. He's almost like a celebrity guest now. He always goes on to all these Man United fan channels as the expert pundit who comes on and gives his frank opinion of Man United, no holds barred, no filters, but that's the way we like him. So make sure you hit the like as you're coming in and hit that subscribe if you're not already. Today's show, we're going to be discussing who we should sell, bench, loan, and keep and start. So we'll bring that up in a minute, and you'll get to see how we're going to go through the Man United squad, because this has become a very contentious issue right now, because there's lots of fans who completely disagree or agree on who we should keep in the Man United squad, who we should sell, and who we should simply keep as a reserve player on the bench or as a squad player. So we're going to be discussing that. Helge, welcome. Hope you're doing well. How have you found not watching any football for about 3-4 weeks?
I feel like if I had a kid, it would be learning to walk by now. It's insane, especially if you're United like we are. Yeah, I've kind of lost interest in watching the other football because I'm so dived into United now. Not like when we have been shit. It's been good to see other football to just remind yourself of that football can be a nice thing as well. But yeah, it's been a long time, and also I have to say this day has been brilliant for me. But do you know Bodo Glimt?
Yeah.
Who has done good in Champions League?
They
are like the best team by miles in Norway for the last 4 or 5 years. And today they played against my local team, Viking. And we actually have the stadium of Viking is 18,000. 18,000.
Wow.
So it was the Bodø Glimt against Viking today. And we won the biggest we have ever won against Bodø Glimt. We won 5-0, 18,000 rocking on the stadium. And before that game, you know what happened? Arsenal lost. So Arsenal lost. And then I went to that game nervous as hell because we might get battered by Bodø Glimt, and we won 5-0. And I brought my mom. My mom is
crazy.
Almost 70 years old, and I brought her to the game. So she has been to the stadium for like 10 years, and we win 5-0. So today has been brilliant.
Good
and
luck,
to
John.
top it
Good
off
luck,
with
John.
the cherry on top is this show. I've been looking so much forward.
We discussed this a couple of days ago, didn't we? Actually, even before the huge gap in the fixture list, we did discuss that we need to sit down and do something more fun and give you more fun content. You know, and I agree with you. I've kind of got bored of just doing the usual content and just almost like this. We're all like sheep in the content creating world where everyone.
It's a lot of the same things, and it's sometimes nice to have, because I don't have any aspirations of being a YouTuber because it's so much hard work. I'm lazy there. But so I've come from this as a fan perspective of like watching a lot of channels, and I've always thought like it's been so fun to, like, they're always talking about engaging the chat or the people watching, but they never actually do it on the like this. What you're doing tonight is I've always wanted to show like this. So and the introduction you gave me, wow, like that's crazy. But yeah,
that's the very least I could do. I swear, that's the very least I could do. Now, let's bring up the squad. And then we'll start going through it slowly, because I get this feeling that there'll be some shocks tonight. There'll be some people throwing something at the TV, or be throwing their phone out at the wall halfway through this show, because they might not agree with what we or you or I separately say about the players and the squad? Because again, it is one thing that really does wind people up massively, because everyone starts thinking, I know what the squad should be. I know who should be playing, and this is how I would play. And Michael Carrick's got it wrong. Ineos don't know what they're doing. But let's put this first to everybody who's watching, everybody who knows. This is how we're gonna approach this United squad. Now, imagine the moment we were waiting for a few years ago, Christmas Eve, I believe it was.
Yes.
And we were waiting for the news that the Glazers are about to sell Man United, and we were waiting. There was two parties involved. One was Ineos in Sir Jim Ratcliffe, the British billionaire, and then one was Sheikh Yassim of Qatar, another billionaire, and two had very different projects. One in Ineos was offering to just come in and cut
fire
costs
lunch ladies,
and fire lunch ladies, take away charity money,
extend Maguire.
Yeah, extend Maguire, and essentially carry on the good work that the Glazers have done. That was one approach. The other one was approach from the Sheikh Yassim camp, who said, well, we're going to buy the club, but we can also keep in reserve £2 billion to spend on the infrastructure and rebuilding this team. Now, tonight's squad listing that we're going to do and who we're going to keep, and it's going to be based on if we had an owner like Sheikh Yassim. Because let's be honest, if we go down the routes of the owner like Jim Ratcliffe, we're going to end up keeping most of these players, because Ineos don't want to buy anybody. They haven't got the money to buy anybody, and they want to keep everyone, just like we've heard with Harry Maguire getting a contract extension, whether he's good or not. Well, Harry Maguire, I don't know whether you heard it, Helga, but a couple of days ago, or yesterday, I believe, Harry Maguire came out and said he's the best centre-back in the world, or one of the best centre-backs in the world, in both boxes.
I was like, was that quotes from him?
Absolutely. Do you know what? I think it's crazy, isn't it? I think he went in the negotiation rooms with the United people behind the scenes who are giving him the new contract, and he must have told them as well. Like, look, I'm the best centre back here in the world, right? So give me a contract extension and I'll stay. And it seems like they got taken in by all that rubbish. But anyway, let's jump straight into it. Now, everyone who's watching at home, please have your say. You're more than welcome to throw what you need to say in the comments, so we can see what you're saying. We'll bring you up as well if you agree, disagree. We've had people already, many occasions actually, where you have a live show and everyone's telling you what they think is the best squad and who we should be selling. But anyway, Helga, let's start with the goalkeepers, it looks like, on this list. So we've got...
And we can also say the premise of the show also, me and Trav gets one veto each. So if we can't decide on a player, like if Trav wants to, like, no, I want to sell him and I strongly disagree, we have one veto each. So that makes it a little bit, we are like the advisors to the Qatarians keeping and selling and kind of cutting the weed for the next manager to come in with only good players, in our opinion.
So the approach is that Qatar have taken over, or Jim, not Jim, Sheikh Yassim took over, and he's needs some local advisors or some advisors, Man United fans, and they've selected me and Helga for some apparent reason.
Business class from Norway.
Yeah. But what, best in class, aren't they? We were best in class. We're going to do what Harry Maguire did, actually. We're going to do what Harry Maguire did. We are the world's best negotiators. We are the world's best scouts out there. So bring us in and we'll sort things out. So we've sat down and they've said, make us a list of the players that you would start, bench, squad player, loan, and of course, sell. So let's kick off with the first name, Helga, which is Tom Heaton. Now, Tom Heaton has been here for decades. I mean, he is part of the furniture at Carrington, at Old Trafford. What would you do?
I really like him. I'm thinking, like, the third goalkeeper never plays, and what I can kind of get off with it is I'm kind of stuck between the Lamens is obviously like a starter, but what do you do because we need a better a second goalkeeper than Bindier. Like my
Yeah.
nan is a better goalkeeper than Bindier, and she's been dead for 10 years. So we need a better second goalkeeper, but also we don't want anything like the awkward competitiveness. I've never been a fan of two goalkeepers. Like we have the first year with De Gea and Lindegaard. I hated that.
Yeah.
So for Tom Heaton, I would love to just keep him as the third goalkeeper, as like in the squad player.
So you would choose him as a squad player?
Yeah, just because the third goalkeeper, but also I get if someone thinks why not have the third as a young up and coming 18-year-old from the academy, and I can see that as well. But it's just knowing Tom Heaton and played football myself, I would have loved to just have him for the banter, the arms around the shoulder for the younger guys. He talks to all the young players. And I see Niche say sell Heaton.
Yeah. Oh, Niche is in the house. Welcome, Niche. Hope you're doing well, man. I mean,
but I'm not opposed to selling him as well. I'm not, but it's just I think the third goalkeeper has, you have the first and the second and the third, and I feel like the third is just he's kind of a second goalkeeping coach. So if you want to sell him, I'll agree to sell him. But I want to keep him as a squad player.
You can't just agree with me, Niche. If I'm saying sell or I'm going to give you my opinion on it. I would sell him. He's 39 years old. I mean, he is, like we say, he's old now. He's ready to go into a care home.
I'm down for that. I'm down for that. Put him on sell.
And I think United need to kind of get away from hold it. Yeah, we need to refresh, man.
And how also long have we a good point on that. Do you know who his best friends are?
Who?
It's Evans, Lindelof, Maguire, and Mount.
I
know Lindelof is gone, but it's the Shaw because I'm very like observant, and every like preseason tour when they're on the planes, or when I always it's Evans, Shaw, Maguire, Mount, and Heaton, the English lad. So I agree with you. We can put them on sell just to.
I think. Look, like I say, I'm gonna be. I think we need to refresh our goalkeepers, and that's the biggest problem. I think we've got Senny Lemons, and he's been fantastic. We'll come to him in a short while, of course. But Tom Heaton, for me, 39-year-old. I mean, how many more games can we give him and rely on him? I mean, there comes a time where you think, okay, look, do you know what? I think it's time we let him go, and even find a more senior goalkeeper who can come in instead of Heaton. So anyway, so this might be a bit more tricky.
Foster.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Ben Foster. I'm sure Ben Foster's younger than him, probably, right? I don't know. I don't know.
That's a good point from Niche. He says Sheikh Jassim owns us. We're booting a Heaton in a microsecond. That's very true.
Exactly.
That's very true.
We forgot, man. We are. Sheikh Jassim's just pumped £2 billion he's put in front of us. I mean, we're not going to be looking at Heaton and saying we give let's keep him as a reserve goalkeeper. We need to get rid of Heaton. So Heaton's a goner, right? Altai Bendia. Next one on the list. Sell. Is it? Well, do you know what? I agree with you on this one. I think Altai Bendia is totally a waste of space.
He's so shit.
He's so bad. Shit. He's so bad. And I just can't understand who scouted this guy. Who thought Altai Bendia, he looks bloody brilliant. I think whoever's been scouting, whoever's our goalkeeping scout, who brought in
Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder must be our goalkeeping coach.
Exactly, man. Exactly. I think he's been looking at the wrong bloody players. Altai Bendia, absolutely useless. So I would have to say sell to Altai Bendia, and I think you'll agree to that, right?
Yeah, and I love you too, Nish. I love you too, and I also. It's an exclusive Helgi exclusive, but I have some Turkish friends here in the town I'm from, and they
Yeah.
have some inside info actually on Bayern. So I can tell you that it's quite funny. It's because they are like members of a supporter club in, I think it's Fenerbahce, or is it
Right.
Besiktas? So they have like, they know people from the inside of the clubs, like not the managers or players, but like the staff working around in the Turkish league. And
Yeah.
they say that the goalkeeping coaches and like the reactions, not publicly, but inside of Turkey, everyone was like, buying dear to United, because it's a big thing when a Turkish player goes to
Yeah.
United, you know. But
Yeah.
they are like, we have 10 better goalkeepers in Turkey, like
Exactly.
than him. So that's
Yeah.
like a little bit of an exclusive kind of funny story, because when they told me that, I was laughing my head off, because he was saying that the people I know, they
Yeah.
know different goalkeeping coaches and other goalkeepers in Turkey, and they were like, buying dear. They were shocked when they heard first that they were going for a Turkish keeper. They were like, oh, it's him, oh, it's him, oh, it's him. But when they heard it was Bayern, they were like, what? So that's a funny story, that they are
Same here, same
clueless.
here. But do you know what? I actually was so sick of Onana by the time they signed Bendia or Bindia that I was thinking
Yeah.
he,
Anything
he
is
might be
better.
good. He might be, yeah, he might do the job. And I was really wishing that he comes good and does a Senny Lemons almost, and then
Yeah.
he becomes a really good player for us. But when I saw him in action, I was like, shit, this is like they're competing to be the worst goalkeeper ever.
Legit.
So yeah,
That you remember that time when we played against Arsenal and
yeah,
we played against Fulham, and
yeah,
Bayern
yes,
made these shocking mistakes against both
yeah,
the Arsenal. He could have done better, but it wasn't like a howler. But against
yeah,
Fulham, I remember the one of the goals was a howler that he let in, and the next
yeah.
game was the famous Grimsby game. And you were thinking,
Oh,
so Bayern has been shit, and now Onana comes back, like redemption arc, and he's even worse against Grimsby. And you're thinking, how is it possible for United to have two keepers that is worse than
yeah.
like second division teams in Norway?
What do you think? What do you think? Ruben Amorim was thinking at the time. He's probably thinking, "What the flip? Like, why didn't I
Like
just go
ripping
and
out your
sign?"
hair, not
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the saying way. Like, I think
exactly.
literally ripping
Now,
out his
now,
hair.
now, talking about the Grimsby game, we've got
Oh my
our
god.
goalkeeper, the star-studded goalkeeper, the guy that we all thought was going to be the next big thing when we signed him.
Oh my
I
god.
can't remember how much we actually. Let me check. I can't remember
50,
how much we
50,
was. It
50,
50?
50,
Uh,
50,
d-
50. And we gave away,
five
by the way, De Gea for free with no how do you
criminal,
say it, farewell
criminal,
game
criminal.
for
Yeah.
free, and now
Madness.
Juventus are going
Do you
to
know?
buy.
Do you know what's crazy about that is that when De Gea was let go, I remember I was on holiday at the time and I got the tweet, and then I got a
Yeah,
message from a few others, a few of the mates and friends saying, "Oh, De Gea's gone," and I was like,
I couldn't
"Wait
believe
up! They let him go. The manner in which they got rid of De Gea was disgraceful
some of the
for a
worst things
player."
that have happened in my lifetime.
Yeah, for a
I
player
was
who'd won.
ashamed.
Yeah, for a player who'd won like the best player of the season like 4 or 5 times. I mean,
Yeah,
it was ridiculous. And then to go and bring in Onana
for
as a
50.
replacement, yeah, for 50 million
By the way,
pounds.
that transfer window, Trav,
Yeah,
Onana, Mount for 110
yeah,
million
yeah, yeah, yeah.
in the same
W-
window, and Hoyland, that
Yeah,
was all
yeah.
in the same window. That's the worst window
Yes,
in
yes,
the
hands down.
history.
It has to
What
be one of the worst summer transfer windows we've ever had. I think it was. Listen to it. It was Onana. Was it
was it? Mount? I'm going to double
Mount?
check that.
Mount. It was
Wow, that's so
Onana, and then guess who? It was Amrabat. We got
yeah.
Amrabat as well, and even he wasn't good. I mean, even he was
No,
awful. I mean, what we saw him doing on international duty, and what we saw him doing for Man United was completely two different players. We had
yeah,
one player who was tackling Mbappe and catching up to him, and the next player at United was just didn't hit the heights. Whether it was just playing for Ten Hag or what, I'm not sure. So I'm pretty confident that we both agree that Onana should be
oh my
benched,
god,
right?
he
I
should
think we
be in
benched.
jail.
He's.
There should
I
be
mean,
like
yeah, he's. Oh.
like something underneath cell that is like jail.
Yeah. I think.
No,
Yeah, I
just
think
joking.
imprisonment. Right. I mean, we.
Okay,
I mean,
I found the summer. Are you ready? Are you
go on.
ready? It was even worse than we thought. So
Go
that
on.
summer we brought Mount for 60, about 60.
Wow. Wow.
Onana for 50,
Yeah.
Hoyland for 72, and the
That's
same
madness, isn't it?
window we got Bayindir, and we brought Johnny Evans in for free because he
Oh
just
yes,
trained
Yes, Johnny.
trained with
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we brought in 2 lone players. That's Amrabat and Regular. That's a whole that window is. I
It was
don't have
embarrassing.
words.
Do you know what's crazy? What's crazy is that
Wow.
we, as a Man United fan base, some of us were actually gasped by that. We were actually loving it. We
Yeah,
were
because we
talking
were
about.
thinking Hoyland, up and coming striker,
Yeah.
Onana, what he did
Yeah.
against City in the final. Mount, I was never stoked on it, but I knew there was a player there. And
Yeah.
Bayindir, an exciting young Turkish. Wow, have they scouted something cool now? I was never excited about Evans and Amrabat. I did like, but we all know what happened there. And Regulon has been shit since he started
Oh
walking.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, look. I think we've got to accept that we've been absolutely. We've been awful when it comes to transfers. We've been
That
awful.
window is horrible. What?
Yeah. That's crazy. That is
That's
madness. I
crazy.
can't
That's
believe it.
just, what?
Look, we needed a Regulon. He came in. He kind of did a decent job for us, but again, we do you know what's crazy? We took Regulon because we didn't want to bring Cucurella from Chelsea at the time, and he was costing us next to nothing, and we didn't want to make it a permanent deal. Now looking back, that was the biggest cock up we did, because he went on to become Spain's one of best Spain's defenders, and not only that, he's put in a shift for Chelsea as well, and he's looked really good.
It's been really brilliant for Brighton as well. And also, if you think back at those Ten Hag years, also, we haven't had a left back. Like, try to remember, envision us with Ten Hag and Amorim. We seriously have played with mostly Malacia. Not even Malacia. We have played with Amrabat as left back, Dalot, Masraoui, Regular. Like, where does Shaw coming into all of this? Like, you can't barely remember him playing under Amorim, and or at least like Shaw played a little bit as a centre back, but mainly in Amorim stay. Shaw wasn't there, and under Ten Hag, he barely played under Ten Hag as well. We used Amrabat, we used Dalot, we used Masraoui, we used Regular. So that's why we're going to come on to Shaw. But I think having him as the starting and all the other ones, so we kind of have always the second, third, and fourth choice playing.
Yeah.
Because the first isn't playing and the first one isn't good enough. So I think, like, left backs, we have to get rid of basically, like, we haven't had. My point is, we basically haven't had a left back in 3 years.
We've not had a good, decent left back. I mean, Dogu's come in, but he's not had the game time, and then he's kind of been in and out. So a bit of a problem with Dogu, but I'm hoping that we can
mold him.
You know,
I'm seeing people. We're going to obviously come on to him as well, but I think most people, because of the 2 games against City and Arsenal, that everyone views him as a winger now. But I think if you look at that beast of a human being, of course, like, if I'm the manager, I'm definitely turning him into a left back. I see so much potential in that guy for the future.
Yeah,
but I think
that's what the hierarchy are going to do. I think they are going to play him as. That's what I've heard anyway. But anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to one that's, I think, going to be fairly easy. Everybody, just you and me and everybody else watching as well. It's going to be fairly easy, which is the sensation Senny Lemons, who came in, who's done an absolute phenomenal job for United. Do you know what's crazy is, at the time, I remember I think it was on the eve of the transfer window closing, and there was talk about Martinez and then this young kid called Senny Lemons. And I remember going, surely you're going to sign Martinez. Surely he's like a proven Premier League goalkeeper, World Cup winner. You're going to bring him because he's got the personality to do what he needs to do. He's really good one-to-one. But I mean, nobody's mentioned Martinez ever since, and that is something you've got to say. Senny Lemons, you got to applaud him. Surely,
Yeah, we could almost rename him to Senne. I would let him marry my sister Lamens. He's
yeah,
yeah. I'm stuttering because I remember when we had, who was it? I think we had Tim Howard. Tim Howard, when people always view Howard as this not shit keeper, but that he wasn't that good. But people don't remember he
yeah,
was goalkeeper of the year when
yeah,
we signed Van der Sar, and we had Ben Foster, I think,
yeah,
at that time. So I thought we were pretty good in the goalkeeping department, and
yeah,
I've heard a lot of podcasts and stuff from Ben Foster since he retired because he can't stop talking. And what he said is like, Tim Howard was good and Ben Foster was good, but he said when Van der Sar came in, he said he trained about that shocks me. He said he trained about 30 minutes every day. He didn't join that. He came out, did a few of the diving in,
catch it.
and then
Yeah,
he went home. He was just so calm. No one was stressing. He said, because they were asked like what was so good about Van der Sar, and he said like the calmness, the
yeah, yeah.
I've got this. There's no fuss. There's no
Well,
nothing he isn't stressing when he done a mistake. He could have his best game
yeah,
like the rest of the game. And there's so much similarity. I usually don't like when people compare stuff because players are different players, but Lamens and Van der Sar, for everyone here who has grown up with Van der Sar or seen him, there's
yeah.
so many comparisons to those
Yeah, for
two.
me as well. I mean, people compared him to Schmeichel, and I was like,
No.
I see a lot of Van der Sar in him.
Yeah,
And for me,
same.
Howard, you're right. You're right. Tim Howard was a good goalkeeper, but I think what he lacked was the composure or the
Yeah,
calmness. He
yeah,
was quite erratic,
yeah.
quite a crazy kind of
He
character.
wanted it very much. He was more like a
Yeah.
Schmeichel downgrade.
Yes. And do you remember Barthez, the
Yeah,
French
yeah.
goalkeeper
Oh, he
that we
was. Oh,
he had similarities to that
yeah,
Tim Howard did, which was
yeah,
they were crazies. They were
yeah.
crazies. And
They did
Schmeichel
amazing.
was also crazy,
Yeah,
right? When he'd come out and he'd completely bollock all the
yeah.
defenders in front of him and he'd completely just go crazy on them. However, Van der Sar was a completely different type of goalkeeper,
So
but
calm.
so calm. And the defenders just knew. Vidic, Ferdinand, they just knew what they had behind them.
Yeah,
So they were always calm as well. I think it just kind of oozed calmness throughout the team. And Senny Lemons, that's exactly what I'm hearing. The more I've heard about him coming to training, the way he is, he's really down to earth, really casual, really relaxed, and doesn't take life seriously. I
yeah.
think, of course. But anyway, Senny Lemons, enough about Senny Lemons. We all know where he's going. He's going to be starting and hopefully
Oh,
starting for a
yeah.
long, long time. Although now this doesn't address the issue of who you'd bring in, but we did say that if we're going to sell all three of them goalkeepers, we've got Niche actually saying that we needed Donnarumma and Senny Lemons, and I would have loved for Donnarumma and Senny Lemons to be at the same club, but we
Yeah.
would have probably had the issue as to who we have to start. If we've signed Donnarumma, I guess you're starting him in most games. But then again, if you're playing different competitions, you can always have Senny Lemons play, say, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, and then you got Donnarumma or another top goalkeeper. But I can't really see anybody else now coming in
Yeah,
above Senny Lemons.
I think we made the right choice because I respect Nish's opinion on that. But like I said in the start, I've never been a fan of the two goalkeepers, even though it worked with Romero. But that was just because that De Gea was so amazing. It was never even a topic anyone taking his place. But I think even in City now with Donnarumma and Trafford, now, you can see a lot of City fans. Every time Donnarumma does a little thing he could have done better, the Englishmen are like Trafford, 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 and then he
Yeah,
plays a
yeah.
cup game against, I don't know, Watford, and he does good. And it's just, I don't like this. I just want
Yeah.
one
I
goalkeeper.
think we had that same issue with Henderson. Remember Henderson, who's now
Oh,
and I hate playing against him,
oh,
by the way. I
oh,
absolutely hate
oh,
Henderson
what a twat.
because he's got a grudge against United, hasn't he, for
Yeah.
letting him go and not making him number one goalkeeper. And he's always, since that day when he's left, he's always had it out for United. But yes, so them are the goalkeeper situations.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Diego Dalot.
Oh, I'm
Now,
so
this
on the.
is
I'm
Marmite. Marmite. I don't
so.
know whether you know what Marmite is. In the
Ooh.
UK, Marmite is something that people either love or they hate.
Okay, I've never
And
heard that.
for me, I know where I stand on Diego Dallo. I'm going to let you go first on this one.
I'm going to center myself. I want to have like based good opinions now. Okay. It's the, I love his, I know you're going to laugh now, but I love his passion, determination, yada yada. But he is like a human being running around with a, how do you say, lobotomy, like they,
Yeah.
like
With
he
no
literally,
headless, headless.
I love the guy so
Mm,
much. I want him to be the next Neville so much because he
mm.
loves the club. You know that he comes first on training every time, but it's like you said in the beginning of the show. You said kind of the, I want to just rip things apart, like
Mm.
we have seen it. So yes, because we're going to come on to Masraoui, which he's one of my favorite. He is possibly behind Bruno my favorite player in the club.
Wow.
I love that guy so much. I think he could play every position on the pitch and he'd be 7, 8 out of 10 every week against
Yeah.
Bayern, against PSG. I just think I've never ever basically seen a bad game of Masraoui in Ajax, in Bayern, or in United. I think he's amazing. But is it worth keeping Dalot as a backup, or would I would probably sell him and just play. But it's I definitely won't start him. I definitely, the issue for me is squad, not even bench, but like squad player, just having him around, or sell. That's the two. Where are you?
Well, look, do you know what? I'm not a big fan of Dallo. I
No,
never have been.
me neither.
However, I think he's put in very good or decent performances with Michael Carrick. I just feel like he's not very good at attacking. He's not the type of player that I look at, although he
No,
scored
no,
some
no.
amazing goals, right? He scored some top goals. But when I look back to our wingers, I always think, do you know what? I want my right and left back
To
just
overlap.
to overlap and have the ability to bloody cross the ball in. That's all I want. I want them to just put in peach of balls going straight into the area, into the danger area, and we got bloody Sesko, the giant, standing there, right?
Yeah.
So no matter what happens, the defense is going to be in utter chaos, and the defense won't know what to do with the ball coming in. Does Dalot offer us that? No, he doesn't. But again, the problem with Dalot is, or not the problem, the positives. I have to be impartial. I'm not going to let my personal opinion affect what I'm going to do with Dalot.
Same.
But Dalot is, number one, he's bloody consistent. These Portuguese players, man, they don't get injured. They don't get injured. They week in, week out, they're ready for you to play. They put their body on the lines.
Is important in trainings and stuff we don't see. That they always like keep the tempo, keep when they see people. He's a smart guy, like not on the pitch, but but when he sees like the facial expressions of the. Obviously, I don't know this because I'm not in the club, but in the club. But I just view him as the person that if he sees a little bit like someone is down, or he is like awake to the surroundings around him on the training pitch, okay, I need to step up now. That's probably the reason why he's in the leadership group. But my problem with him is the same problem that I had with the extension of Maguire. I want, like, having Maguire as a fifth or having Dalot like playing Carabao Cup or whatever when Masraoui can't play. I have no
Yeah.
issue with that. My issue with those players are that they are not satisfied with that. Maguire won't be satisfied being so. I
Yes.
actually
Yes.
respect that about Maguire. That because I've seen people online about Maguire, and we're going to come on to him, but I'm mentioning it because it has to do with Dalot as well. They're saying, yeah, but why just not keep him as the fifth? Like, he's a good around the young players. And I agree with that. But the problem is we have Carrick as manager, and also we have this weird Maguire love in the fan base. So he always takes the place of better players because he is so likable. He's so, and I feel that same with Dalot, that if we get rid of Dalot, there's no Dalot. There's only Masraoui. And there's no debate. There's no, oh, but Dalot, he does everything right on the pitch and Carrick loves it. No, I don't want this teacher's pet. I want the best players on the pitch. So yeah, I'm leaning, when I'm listening to myself speak there, I'm leaning towards Sell, just because he is always going to push the right back. And you would say pushing is good, but not to the sense of he is going to start a lot of games. When I think, like under Carrick now, for example, why is Masraoui on the bench for Dalot? Why? Like, so
For me,
that's
I'm
it's hard.
thinking, look, Dalot it's a difficult one because there's lots of fans who do love him, and maybe we're not. Maybe I'm looking at it, and I think maybe it's me that's got this problem because I might be one of those fans who's doing the same with Bruno Fernandes, looking at Bruno Fernandes and saying he's not good enough.
No.
And you think Diego Dalot is what? Where would you sell him then? I mean, I'm going to tell you what
we can keep him
I
as a
think.
squad player. We can keep him.
I would keep him as a squad
yeah,
player. I
let's
would
do
definitely
that. Just to have him,
me,
and we can see from next. We can do this in a year, and we can see.
I would have him as a squad player at least, because I think he's still got something to offer. There's still the rumors that Real Madrid are looking for players, looking at him, or were looking at him. There's other clubs that were looking at him. He has to be half decent for other top clubs to be looking at him. Maybe it's something that we've not been able to harness out of him. But then again, he does have those bloody cock-ups in the game. He always ends up losing the ball. Defensively, he's not always on point. Although I think he's had some decent performances, like I say, under Carrick. So I think squad player is fair enough. I think we can have him there.
I wish we had Wan-Bissaka instead, because Wan-Bissaka.
Oh yeah.
Like, to have Wan-Bissaka as the backup option for Masraoui would just be absolute. Like, when we play City and Arsenal and those teams, we just play Wan-Bissaka then, and then Masraoui on the. It would have been such a no-brainer. But yeah, let's keep Dalot and for now, and we can do this in a year's time, and we can see.
Now, moving on to Mazraoui. So you've kind of already said Mazraoui is your favorite player. So I presume you're going to start him, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing more to be said from your side in terms of Mazraoui. If he's your favorite player behind Bruno Fernandes, look, I'm not going to disagree with that. I think Mazraoui is a complete player. I think I like the fact that he can play both defensive and attacking. I like his runs. I like his maturity, composure, everything. He ticks all the boxes for me. And every time I watch him play, I always think, how the hell did Bayern Munich let him go? And I know there was some personal issues with him and Bayern.
There was outroar in the fan base as well, because people are like, why did they let De Ligt and Masraoui go then? When dude, in the history of Bayern München, I remember, like, 5 months ago, I just researched on like German web pages and did the right, because I was trying to get informed about why they did De Ligt go. And in the history of Bayern München, there's only been one time there has been an signing on competition, or what it's called when you sign up that you don't want a player to leave. Like, De Ligt is the second one in the history of Bayern München. So no, they didn't want to let him go. There were over 30,000 signatures from fans. And the same with Masraoui. There was no Bayern Munich fan wanting to let him go.
Yeah.
Because those two
you
players
can see why. You can see why.
Yeah.
I think when they're fit, they are brilliant for us. And it has to be in recent times. We went across when we had that awful summer where we signed Onana and
Oh my,
Bendia and
yeah.
Mount and all the rest. But when we signed Mazraoui and Delict, I think that was one of our best windows where
Agree,
we
agree,
ended up
agree,
signing in recent times under the
agree.
Glazers Ineos ownership.
Brilliant
So
window.
so Mazraoui has to start.
Do you
He's
know? Do you know where he played when he was younger?
was he up front somewhere?
Masraoui, till him and Yoro both went till they were 14, 15.
Yeah.
Masraoui was a 10 and a
Wow.
winger. So that's why
You can
he
see
has
that.
this. Yeah,
Yes, you can see it.
he's so good.
He's
So yeah,
brilliant, brilliant. I mean, I just like the way he can dribble. Do you know
yeah,
what? Do you know you can see he's comfortable being in the opposition's penalty area.
yeah,
Whereas a defender normally in them circumstances panics. You see
yeah,
them, rushing the pass or rushing the shot. Mazraoui doesn't do that. He gets into the area and he's still composed. He's still, they said about Zinedine Zidane, and they said what the mark of a top player is that when you're watching them play, it looks like they've got all the time in the
yeah,
world when they're
yeah.
playing.
That's a good shout.
They're
I think
completely
exactly the
relaxed.
same. Also,
Yeah.
what I this is just a Helgi thing, but a
Mm.
thing that I kind of base my, like, how good is this player when you're talking about on the ball. People are
Yeah.
like oh my god, Nish just said exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
How press resistant they are, which means when Maguire is playing the ball up to let's say Mainu or to Shaw or to Masraoui, and they got the players, the opposition player on the back. How good are they receiving with a guy
Yeah.
in the back and just either choosing the good thing, just pass it back, or turning, or like playing 1-2. But that is what kind of stands out. I think the best in the world right now on that is Vitinha, like
Yeah.
receiving the ball with the guy on his
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
And I feel
Press,
like Masraoui,
as Nisha said, he's press resistant, isn't he? Yeah.
like Nish said, is so
Yeah.
press resistant. I've
Yeah.
when you say I've never seen him lose the ball, it's almost not an exaggeration with Masraoui. I can't like every time he receives the ball, he either tries it and then does it, or he does the smart thing and the boring thing and just pass back. But he is so good at knowing what and when. He never loses the ball, and like that's probably
Yeah.
Dalot's biggest weakness, in my opinion, is that
Yeah, it is.
he passes
does
back when
lose
he
the ball.
shouldn't pass
Yeah.
back, and he
Yeah.
tries to go when so yeah, Masraoui.
Yeah.
We
So
can move on.
moving on to Delict then. Moving on to Delict because he's the same guy who came in with their friends from Bayern Munich and so forth. Delict. Now, unfortunately, he's out injured. He's out with a long-term back injury. We might not even see him this season.
Yeah.
But let's assume that all these players are fit right now. We obviously we don't know whether he's coming back or not this season. It's a phantom back injury. I think they're doing it as a precaution. But what would you do with Delict? Would you start him, or would you keep him on the bench or a squad player, or would you even sell him?
I would start because the only people I'm not letting off the hook, because every player has injury history. Everyone has, like, if you go to Cunha or Mbumo, you can probably find 6 months where they've been out once in their career. So I'm not going to, because I hate when people say the Delict injury prone, yada yada. I know he's been injured a long time now, but that's a football's life. You will have those injuries. So the only one I'm going to keep it against is Mount and Shaw, because they are injury prone. But yeah,
I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm not going to disagree with the Delict because I've said it many times. Right at the start of the season when he was playing, he was comfortably our best centre back. It's unfortunate he picked up the injury, or else I think he would still be our first centre back.
100%.
I can't disagree. We come to Harry Maguire, the guy who believes he's the best centre back in the world right now in both boxes.
Both boxes.
Where would you have him now? You'd sell him. Wow.
100%,
You know what?
100%.
I wasn't expecting that from you. And you know what? I'm not even going to disagree with that one, because I would do the same thing. I understand why the club have given him a contract extension. But
But
even
it's
so,
the cheap option. Like, instead of, like, why don't go out and buy like a 20-year-old young one and stuff?
yeah,
We have
yeah,
Euro, Heaven, Licha, and Delict. And I get that Niche said he wanted to sell Delict, and he said Sheikh Jassim, but and this is not me, but this is our, like, we have to share our opinion. But in my opinion, in Juventus is my team in Italy, and I've grown up watching them since I was 6 years old. So I'm a Juventus fan as well. I'm not embarrassed to say that. That's my I come from Italian heritage as well.
yeah,
I saw, not exaggerating, 90%, 85% of every minute he played for Juventus. I watched a lot of him at Ajax. I watched a lot of him at Bayern. He is what, like, if we were a better team, he would be like, people would be talking about him like the big center backs in the world. It's just,
yeah,
we are so shit. Like, he is just one defender playing with Reguilon, Malacia, Amrabat, Dalot, Evans. Like, it's
yeah,
changing all of the time. Like, so I'm very, like, if I had a speaker to every United fan in the world, I would say, trust me, in 2 years,
yeah,
you will be screaming for him to get the captaincy. You will
yeah,
be amazed and say, thank you, Helgi, for like, he is so, and the personality, the leadership.
yeah.
He was captain at 19 in a Champions League final. I've
Yeah.
never heard of that. He is
Well, look,
such
well,
a
for
good
me,
human
Delict,
being.
for me, Delict is still what, he's 26, I think. He's 26,
That's
and
crazy.
he's still young. So I can't I can't I still think on his best day he's a very good centre back, and um like you said, Bayern Munich would have struggled. Well, weren't
Yeah,
happy letting him go. Harry Maguire, you say sell. I would have to agree, man. I would have to agree. I
it's
think
the
the only
same.
reason,
The thing you said about Tom Heaton, which I
yeah,
was about, like, that's the biggest argument against Maguire. Like,
yeah,
when someone, I heard from a channel that said, no, it was Sky Sports, like, news or wherever, they said he's going into his 8th year in United, and I got like
yeah,
shivers. I was like, 8 years of Maguire, eight
yeah,
years.
yeah. I mean,
Let him go.
on an average basis, the guy's been shit. Let's be honest. He's been awful for what we signed, and when we thought we
Yeah,
were
yeah,
signing, he's been awful.
horrible.
We have to be honest. Yes, he's had sporadic moments of brilliance, and he's been brilliant for us in this season with Carrick. After Carrick's come in, he's been brilliant. He's held the fort. But let's be honest. Next season, if you had players available, everyone's fit, everyone's coming. Maybe we sign another centre back this summer. I don't even believe that Ineos want Harry Maguire to be starting. I believe they've given him the
Yeah,
contract extension to sit him on the bench. Now, Harry Maguire clearly believes that he's worthy of playing in any bloody team,
yeah,
but I would sell him as well. That might be controversial. Some fans might be like, no, because there are some fans who believe that he is a top centre back. I don't believe he is. I don't think he's got what it takes to be a top centre back. We
no.
all know Harry Maguire has a mistake or two, just like Dalot. But problem is, Dalot can get away with it if he loses the ball on the wing somewhere, right? But
And
Harry
Maguire is
Maguire
also,
can't.
if you think of every player in that how do you say, rooster we have there, every one of those, you can imagine them in the best team, in the best, like, way suited. And when I look, if you, for example, you were to put Dalot in the Champions League side, winning Champions League, or Maguire, I would see Dalot in a side that is attacking a lot, for example.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
with Maguire, I would see him at, for example, at Conte's Juventus, that era. I would say Mourinho in Inter, Mourinho in Chelsea, like a Terry type.
yeah.
So if our United way is like, we want to, like, he is the opposite of what we want. Like, the prime
Mm,
Maguire
yeah.
is in a three at the back in the center for me, or in
Okay,
a four at the back in a very defensive. Chelsea Mourinho side, not
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. I agree. I agree. I mean, moving on to an interesting one, Martinez, Leacher, the Butcher.
Oh,
I mean, I know what I'd be doing with him. What would you be doing with him?
oh, oh,
Is a
is
question
this
one. Shall I go first?
yeah,
And I'm gonna tell you. Um, Again, we're basing this on what we've got here as a squad, because we haven't got any signings. Now, I'll be honest with you, I would bench him, right? I would
yeah,
keep
that's
him
fair.
on the bench. However, we don't know who we're signing yet. So Qatar's taken over, but they've said, right, okay, we've got the next game coming. We haven't got the time to go and buy more players. This is your squad. What are we going to do? Of course, in in reality, if we've got an endless budget and we've got like the blank checkbook, you'd go out there and sign the very best centre backs. I'd go and buy someone like Schlotterbeck or some other top centre back. We haven't got that right now. So Leach, for me, is going to have to start. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
right now I would start.
my opinion is really uh, uh, I think Pep hates that he can't get him. I think he would start for PSG. I think he would start for. So I think he's a lot better than Schlotterbeck actually, because
Yeah,
Schlotterbeck plays in a worse league, and Licha has won the World Cup. Licha is
yeah.
so
And
I
he
really rate
apparently
him. So
Barca looking at him. Barca
yeah,
want him
yeah.
as well.
So I think the thing we have now, I wouldn't touch the center backs. Like the saying has been kind of dead, the if everyone's fit, but we have to say it because
Yeah.
there's not one club in the world that has everyone fit at the right time. But
Mm.
I'm very happy with De Ligt, and but I
And
know that
Martinez,
everyone
the
has
two
their own
centre backs.
opinion. But
Yeah.
in my opinion, I've seen a lot of football as always as everyone else, and in my view, I really rate De Ligt. I really rate Licha, and like Nish
Mm.
says that he would sell De Ligt like if this Qatar coming in. But in my opinion, so I get that, but in my opinion, there's like I really rate those. So, and obviously those three have played in Ajax together, and I think every one of them that we see there is Masraoui, De Ligt, Licha, and then we have Euro and Heaven, like
Mm.
right-footed, left-footed. I think it's perfect, those four, and then you could have like a fifth, like a I don't know, 18-year-old. But I'm actually very happy with the centre backs. That's why I don't get why we extended Maguire. So, but I get
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
other people have other opinions. But
Yeah. I think they've probably.
Licha and De Ligt, I'm very happy with those. But
Yeah. Yeah.
when those two play together, they are
Good.
amazing. And
Yeah.
Masraoui,
Great pairing. Great pairing. Now the next one coming up is Malacia.
who who
I don't even think we need to debate this. I don't think we should even waste time. He's going straight into the
Malasia
sell pile, isn't it?
is that a like an STD?
Exactly.
Malasia.
Exactly.
It sounds like
Exactly.
something you need to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
No,
Let,
not. But being
yeah. Let's
serious,
move straight on to. He's gone anyway, so it's not
I
even
love it.
up
I
to a
love him
debate.
as a. He seems like a nice guy, but
Yeah.
shouldn't be playing in the
No.
like
Absolutely.
Stephanie says. Euro and Heaven is undoubtedly our future, and I agree. So that's why
Yeah.
like having De Ligt and Leach now,
Yeah.
and then maybe in 1 or 2 years time they switch, so we have
Yeah.
Euro and Heaven starting and those
Yeah.
two being back. I think obviously that won't probably happen, but I'm happy with the the center backs is probably the only position I'm very like happy with the depth and everything. I think yeah, that's just me then.
Okay. So Dogu, we've
Keep.
got Patrick Dogu. You
I
will
mean
keep,
start.
but do you start
Oh
him in the
no,
left back
bench,
position or
bench,
bench?
bench. I
So
would buy a fullback and
you
have him
would
learning.
So you wouldn't play. You wouldn't start him. I'll let you have that one. I think Dogu is good, but
Yeah, I like him
he's
a
got
lot.
a lot of development to go through.
I like
I
him a
think we
lot.
can. There's a lot of left backs out there that we can get. There's in fact talk right now that United are looking at a new left back. Hall from Newcastle is being
Yeah.
mentioned. A few others as well being linked. So I agree with that. Lenny Euro. we've already just discussed him, right? So he's of course going to be
we can put
on the
them
bench.
we can put them on start because maybe it's like if we put them on start, it's like players we are happy starting a game for
Yeah,
United.
actually, yeah.
If
You
you get
could,
what I mean.
yeah.
So I'm kind
Luke
of happy
Shaw.
with Dorgu starting a game, but also I think where we want to be or where I want to be in my head, Dorgu shouldn't be starting at this point,
Yeah,
even though I really like him.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. Because technically, next season, I would like yes, like Steph said, for me, I would be happy with any four of these centre backs starting in Yoro, Martinez, De Ligt, and Haven. So if they're interchanging, they're doing whatever, I'll be really happy with that.
Same.
Because I feel like every one of them is good enough. Now, Luke Shaw, I mean, do we need to debate this one?
He
Do
does
we? I mean,
not survive Trav and Helgi. Oh
yeah,
no,
man.
no,
Yes,
no,
yes,
no, no.
absolutely, man.
Maguire, Shaw, Heaton, Mount, everyone, get out of the building.
Yeah. I mean, Luke Shaw, I don't know how he's bloody survived. He's been made out of glass and he's just survived. I don't know how. I don't know how he's.
What's that zombie show? The Walking Dead. He's like always resurrecting, like always coming back, like.
Absolutely, man. He's made out of something else. He's
he's fit, he's one of the best left backs in the world when he's fit, but he isn't fit. And also, you're thinking about 2020 Shaw. That's 6 years ago. He's not in the World Cup anymore. He's a completely broken player. So no, my God.
Anyway, Haven, we've already kind of said he'll start for us. I mean, no way is he going anywhere. He's a beast. We saw him early on this season and he looked amazing. He's going to be an insane centre back.
I love him.
He's going to, I absolutely watch him play and I think, how did Arsenal sell this kid? Because he looks like he's gonna at this age, he's so young and he's gonna be an insane player for us.
And also they bought that guy. They have Gabriel and Hincapié as the left-footed centre backs, and they have Calafiori and and Lewis Kelly. And I'm just thinking, like because Heaven can play left back as well, like in a 4, not as a wing back. It's almost like I hate that word now after Amram, but it's insane they let him go. And also a thing about Heaven that really surprised me is that every time I see like thing about YouTubers and United and they ask players about United players, they say that Heaven. I saw a thing that Bruno said, for example, that they asked who is the biggest joker in the dressing room, and he said Heaven, and I was like, what? That doesn't compute with who I see on the screen.
No.
And he said he will be putting like fish in the shoes of some players before going into training.
I think Bruno said something similar. He said, look, the young ones like the Euros and Havens are always messing about and they're different. And, senior players don't do that. Now, talking about young players, actually, we've got our next one coming up is Tyler Fredrickson.
I was just squad player, actually.
We've not seen much of him, but we know he's decent and he's up and coming. I think a squad player, I like giving young players opportunities until they prove you wrong. Now, actually, moving to the next one, I'm kind of going through this because we're going to discuss.
So some players aren't worth discussing that much. I agree.
So some players, and then or else we'll be here for another hour or two, and we've already gone over almost an hour. So Diego Leon is an interesting one, though. I think we do need to discuss Leon because when we signed him, he was a big. Oh, you're going straight in there with a loan. Wow. Do you know what? I agree with you. I agree. Clearly, something's not right where he's not been given the confidence, or they don't feel like he's good enough just yet to be playing.
Some young players need to learn, and some need to. He needs to come out of Paraguay and play European football every day. And also, if we put like Dorgu on the bench, because I see him kind of as a backup for the left back that we are going to buy, there aren't going to be much playing time for Diego Leon, and we're going to hinder his development. So I would loan him out because selling isn't the option I want to see. But also, if we keep him, he'll be because I want, obviously, in this world, I want to buy a new left back, and then we have the new left back and Dorgu, so he would be third option and not playing much. So yeah, loan.
Yeah,
Who's
the next
that?
player, I have no idea. Now they've not even shown a picture, so I can't.
Can you zoom? Who is that? I'm going to see, and I can check here. Just 2 seconds.
I can't see.
I can
can't
find
see
it
who
out.
it is. It looks like. I mean, this is a good game actually. We should play this game. Guess
a game within the
player.
game.
Just without seeing their full face, let's see who's good at guessing. Right? Who's good at guessing who this could be? It looks like. Is it? It can't be Johnny Evans, can it? No, it's not. It looks like
it's
someone.
He has this crooked teeth. Is it? It's not Lacy, because Lacy is over there. No, that is it's Lacy, I think. I'm going to check here.
No, is Lacy not?
No, Lacy's
down?
there.
Lacy's here. Lacy, we've got Lacy.
Okay, but obviously it's not. We can just say
one of the
Sell.
Fletchers? Could it be one of the Fletcher brothers?
Yeah, maybe.
No.
But it's not that. I literally can't see who it is because he has this teeth thingy. But if I can't, because I have zoomed in a lot on my screen, and I can't see it. So obviously,
if we can't
it's
see
not
the face,
if I can't recognize him,
to be sold.
Yeah,
he's to be sold, isn't he? Actually, no, we won't. We'll loan him out just in case someone's sick, right? Yeah, we don't want to be selling one of our best players, right? We don't know. So apologies for that. We don't know who it is. But the next one, Mason Mount. Who do you think would actually opt to keep Mason Mount? I mean, what would you do? I mean, I've heard that he's a really nice guy. He's really good to have around the dressing room.
Nice lad. Good lad.
Nice lad,
Good lad. Nice lad.
Good lad. But is that enough?
Keeps the ball. Press is good. The press is good.
I mean, is that enough? I would sell the guy. I would sell him.
100%.
Yeah. I'll sell him, man. I'm gonna sell Mason Mount. No way would I keep Mason Mount in this team. He's not proven himself. He's not good enough. He's gonna keep on picking up more injuries. And yeah, I think he's out. I think that's it. Now, Bruno Fernandes, this could be an interesting one. I've been waiting for this throughout the show. Bruno Fernandes, what do you make of him? Now, because it's controversial, there's been lots of fans who have been saying, we want Bruno out. He's not good enough for this United team. Certainly not a captain. What do you make of this? And where would you play him? Or would you bench him? Or would you have him as a squad player?
Yeah, I think it's really easy. Like for example, with De Ligt and stuff, that some players can look worse because they play for United. And what I mean by that is the like the moaning, for example. It's like I grew up with Neville and Keane surrounding the ref, throwing the arms around at every time the referee got even how do you say it? A throw in wrong. They were moaning at the referee. They were throwing their arms around. They were complaining. Sir Alex was complaining. The gum was falling out of his mouth. But when we are a shit United side, it's moaning Bruno. But when we're winning titles, it's passionate Bruno. Perfect captain example. He cares. He loves the club. He wears the shirt out on the sleeve, or what it's called. But when we are shit, it's moaning Bruno. So it only looks kind of, it's like the Panenka. It only looks like if you lose, if you miss it, you are the worst dude in the world. And if you score it, you're a genius. You're Pirlo. You're Ronaldinho. And I think Bruno is a victim of that. That if he played for, God knows the numbers he's been putting up for us. If he played for Barcelona against Getafe and Elche every week, or PSG playing against, or Bundesliga, he would be having 50 goals, 50 assists. It's ridiculous. And
so you would start
every day of the week.
Every day. Do you know what? I'm going to have to agree with you. I know Nish is saying flog Bruno ASAP. The Sheikh brings in Musiala.
Musiala isn't better.
I don't know if he would. I would think that right now, anyone coming in, looking at Bruno Fernandes, we were saying he's our best player. You keep him, surely, yeah? You start him. And I agree. I think level heads have to prevail. I know, there's other players that we could go and sign, but there's all the best clubs in the world are probably looking at Bruno Fernandes, wishing that they could have him in their team. I'm talking about Real Madrid. I'm talking about, PSG. I'm talking about Barcelona. I'm talking about Bayern Munich. Every single
100%.
one of them would absolutely take Bruno Fernandes
Start him
any given day.
Every game. Like if Musiala came to United in a dream world, he would be shocked if he was starting ahead of Bruno. Like even Musiala, but I know Anish will disagree. But that's why we do this. Is
no, I love
because
it.
It's cool to have different. It's cool to have different opinions, but like you think Musiala should play, like he would just take the spot in the other side. I think Bruno would take his spot. So that's why football is cool and different opinions. But look, in my opinion, we are so lucky.
It's no secret. If I've said, look, if Bruno Fernandes ends up leaving this season, I would. There's only one player I can probably look at in world football right now and say that can replace him, and it would be Musiala. But then Musiala is playing out in the Bundesliga. Premier League's completely different. He might not get the time that he needs or the space that he needs, but Musiala has shown, even on the world international stage,
but Sancho did that. That's my also argument against people who you have seen what Wirtz does, and you have Sancho. Sancho did way better numbers. He was ripping up. Like Sancho, to me, when I saw Sancho's rise in Dortmund, if I didn't know what I did know now about him, I think he was even better than I think Musiala is now. When we signed Sancho, I thought we were signing like top 3, 4, 5 players in the world. Like I think of Musiala now. So, but I do rate Musiala very much. I'm not an idiot. So like you say, if Bruno left, I would be very happy with Musiala, of course. But football is so much more than. Like I wouldn't love the TikToks of Musiala and like chains and rappers and bantering. I love having Bruno there so I think it's so much more than just. I think football is so much more than just the 90 minutes you see on the pitch when you click off. Like so much more. So
Now talking about 90 minutes, there's one player now next coming up.
That was a good.
That doesn't actually give us 90 minutes ever, and it is the Cinderella I call Casemiro, who has to leave before the clock strikes 90 minutes, and that is the one who's actually leaving. So I guess the decision's already made for us, isn't it? I mean,
it's already made.
He's sell Casemiro. He's gone.
Okay. Who's that? Oh, you got it. Sell.
This one is Manuel Ugarte. Now, if there's one player in this bloody squad that I want to see the back of, it's Manuel Ugarte. I feel like this guy has been the worst signing for us in recent times that's come in, and we've actually hyped this guy up. We've thought he's going to be brilliant, but he's absolutely terrible. I don't know what your opinion on this is, Helga.
Yeah, I think the only one I would put worse is actually Mount. It's because the price of Mount is insane. I can barely remember one good, like the good games I remember for Mount is the ones where we've been winning against a better team, and it's like, oh, he's been running and pressing a lot. Like that's the peak Mount I remember from, like, now he's been here almost 3 years or something like that. 60 million, 7 on the back, barely has any assist or goals. I think the only worse than Ugarte is, I think Mount is one of the worst purchases for my club. Like I think it's worse than Anthony. I think because Anthony at least did some things and did some decisive goals, even though he was shit. But I think Mount has just been injured and pressed and kept it simple a lot and been a nice lad. So yeah, I would sell Ugarte, and it's nothing on him. I think in a mid La Liga side, he will be very good for a mid La Liga side, but he can't. I don't think he ever can play in the Premier League for like a low bottom team even. I think it just goes too fast. Who's the next?
Next one's Kobe Mainoo.
Mr. Contagious. How do you say it? Split diverse.
You mean
not
Split
contagious.
personality. Is that what you're saying?
No, like very split opinion.
Oh yeah, controversial, isn't he? He's controversial.
Yeah,
It divides opinion in the fan base.
divisive was the word I was looking
Yeah,
for.
I mean, look, for me, I'll go first on this one. With me, Kobe Mainoo is a, a a good player. He's a good player. He's a good squad player. And there you go. I've given it away, haven't I already? I mean, for me, I'd have him around the squad. I don't know whether I'd start him.
No,
Look, he's played
he's in the
brilliantly
same
under
bracket
Carrick.
for me as Dorgu. Like
Yeah,
people, that's the issue with the new football nowadays compared to when like my early days. I'm not that old, but like we gave young players time. Now it's like Dorgu either has to start or he's shit, kind of.
yeah,
Or
yeah,
Mainoo has to play every 38 game and be 9 out of 10 or he's
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Like I
So
see Dorgu, Heaven, Yoro, Mainoo. Why can't they all just be around the squad and just sometimes be in and out, sometimes be out of form, sometimes misbehave and do stupid things on social, like in and out of the team, be young players, and then when they are becoming 23, 24, 25, then I can start saying, no, I want, or now he should perform now, we should sell him, we should. So yeah, I love Mainoo. I'm one of the biggest
yeah,
fans of Mainoo, but
yeah,
I think he should be a bench player, and like
yeah.
when he's in form or
Yes,
whatever, then he plays and like
he's a solid
wow, and
player.
then
He's a
you take
solid
him out
player.
of the
Yeah,
team and protect him when he's not on
yeah.
form. So yeah, that's
Yeah, I agree. Now we've got another youngster coming here with Toby Collier. He's had his I think he's come on had his debut. He's decent. I would loan him. I don't know what you'd do.
yeah, no,
Loan,
just
yeah. I
because
mean,
I'm not having him in the squad. Like I don't think he's a
yeah,
United player, but
yeah, yeah,
it's like that you never know. So I would rather than just
yeah,
it doesn't
yeah,
hurt to just loan him. Just suddenly he becomes Patrick Vieira or something. Like
yeah.
you never know.
Exactly.
So
You don't
yeah,
know. You don't know what might come of these players.
who's the next one
Nisha's
there? Is that Morehouse? I think.
I think it is another youngster.
I
What
really
would you
like the
do?
look of him.
Yeah,
Oh, he's no, because okay, I'm going to spoil it because I have this idea of the next season like in my head. So he has to go out on loan, but
right.
that's because I think the backup for the 10 position shouldn't be a good player like in it shouldn't be like a because Bruno always plays, so it's no why would we have like a 50 million number 10 just never playing instead of Bruno. So my plan for the next season in my head is JJ Gabriel. Is
Oh, yeah, good move. Yeah, yeah,
it is
yeah,
the number 10. So we can
yeah,
my vision of the next year squad is like, for example, Diomande and Cunha
yeah,
for the
yeah,
left, and then Mbumo, Ahmad, and then Bruno and JJ. I'm
yeah.
so fine with that. Double cover in every position. I'm very so Morehouse is in that
Yeah.
bracket. So if we didn't have JJ, I would have Morehouse as the Bruno backup. But I
That's the
think
backup.
alone
Yeah,
for him in the championship would be
yeah.
who's the next one there?
It's Hoyland. So
He's gone. He's gone
he's gone in.
basically.
I
Yeah,
mean, he was gone. Even if he hadn't gone, we would sell him, right? I would
yeah,
never have let him stay there.
yeah.
Matthias Kuna. Now, what do you think of him?
I
I've
love
caused
him.
some controversy on. You love
Oh,
him. You love him. You
yeah.
love him.
I love him because I love him because I love him because um, what's that song? You get knocked out and I get up again.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
Cunha for me. I like
yeah,
that when he's having a shit game. I don't like for example when we had Rashford. This is a good example. I hated seeing Rashford trying to dribble 3 times, and then for the
yeah,
rest of game he was just shit. He didn't press. He didn't try to dribble. He did.
yeah.
I like the fact that Cunha can try to dribble, lose the ball, try to dribble, lose the ball. He just tries and tries. Sometimes it goes off, sometimes it doesn't. But we can't be screaming the name of Cunha a 3-2 against Arsenal and then be like that's the player he is. So So I love he is a United player in my eyes. Like, he gets you up on your feet, he tries, and
Yeah.
when he has a poor game, he runs the most out of every player on that pitch. And like, okay, everyone has a shit game in now and then, but it's
do you know what? I can't
love
agree
his
with you on this
pressing.
one. You might have to use your veto on this one, because I would bench him. I know this is going to become controversial, but
Yeah.
I would bench Kuna.
Veto.
Do you know? And the reason being is because I'll give you my reasons for it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we need a pacey winger, right? And
I
Kuna's
don't disagree
brilliant.
with that. I don't disagree with that.
He comes on when he does come on as a sub. He does cause problems. He is a maverick. He is someone that you don't know what you're going to expect, what you're going to get from him. But I just feel like for an attacking player, he should be scoring more goals, and he hasn't done that many. He hasn't, for me, hasn't been able to score as much goals as I would have liked him to.
I agree
But
with that.
I'm going to concede.
When we have I view things sometimes in when you see attacking, for example, with Salah, Mane, and Firmino. I could be like, oh, Firmino should score more, but then again, Mane and Salah wouldn't score as much if he did, and then they would have had less. And when we have the four in front, like Sesko, Mbumo, Cunha, and Bruno, for example, we can't have them all score 20 goals, or we'll be the best team in the world.
But, I mean, for me, again, I'm being hypercritical, but I look at it and think we can do better. Kuna came from Wolves. Was he the most sought after player in the Premier League last season? No, I wouldn't say that. I mean, we got him, yes. I mean, if we didn't buy him, would he have gone to another big club? I don't think so. I don't think Liverpool or Chelsea or Arsenal or City, the top 5 clubs would have looked at Kuna and thought, we need to buy this guy. Let's go and get him. I think we didn't have any competition. I thought he's a decent player. Don't get me wrong. He's a decent player. I don't think he's someone that is like going to be like the best player ever going forward. I just think he's a good, like I say, bench player. But
I think he will be. But I'm just laughing of niche comments like, are we trying to save the Sheikh money? Are we on his account?
He might be right on this one. He might be. So are we starting him or are we benching him?
The reasoning, Nish, because I get your view might be a slightly different. What we are thinking about, we are not like, because if we are thinking like Sheikh Jassim, we are not thinking about selling 30 players and buying like Mbappe and Haaland up top, and like we aren't thinking in that bracket. We are thinking like a bit more
pragmatic,
a bit more real. It's a mix between realistic and like, because if Sheikh Jassim, he wouldn't like get rid of 30 players and buy 30 new. Like he would have got, like, we're talking ruthless, but not like FIFA career mode. So I'm using my veto, but
so Kuna, you want him.
That's
my
veto. But
maybe there'll be some veto I can use later on. But I give you that one. I mean, look again. Look, there'll be lots of fans who agree with you on this one. There'll be lots of fans who will say Kuna. I remember actually on a live show saying something like that. Saying actually I want Dogu to start ahead of Kuna in that left wing position, and one of the fans, just one viewer, just went completely mad, saying, "Oh, I can't believe you said that." But then I was like, "Look,
no, it's just opinion."
But I was like, "Look, I genuinely believe that. Look, we should have pacey players forward. I think pace causes a lot of problems." Let's move on to Joshua Zertsky. Now, this guy, many fans still believe
for me.
he's been good.
I love the guy, but that guy wants to secretly live in the Maldives and
do you know
play
what?
beach
I'm gonna have to use my veto on this one, Helga.
Oh!
I'm gonna start this kid.
Are you serious?
I'm serious, man.
Xerxes, you would be okay. Yeah, but that's cool. But I'm not opposed to.
I'm only kidding, man. I'm only kidding. He's going in the sell pile, man. Honestly, what do you take me for, Helga?
You always had me there.
What do you take me for? Zertsky's going in the sell.
You saw my. I was like, but starting?
No. I think no. Do you know what? I cannot handle players like Zertsky. Look,
No, like
he seems good. Sometimes he comes on and he has the right touch and he can do the right things, but
he's
he's
like a
just
FIFA Street player. Like he wants to just, before training when you do like the keepy ups and just chill around, kind of. I just envision him bare feet on the beaches in Maldives, just playing like on the beach, like for fun. But I love the guy, but no way is he a Premier League player.
nah.
But
He's
I
total
just
rubbish.
wanted to say
Total rubbish.
about Cunha, the point to you, I 100% agree with what you said about the pace, by the way, because that's why I want to bring in Diamande, because
Yeah, I
sometimes
agree. Yeah,
some teams you
mm,
want that pacey in behind, and some
yeah,
teams I want Cunha. So that's why I want Diamande and Cunha to be like a starting player. So it just decides on. I would be
yeah.
happy for either of them to start, but we do need. We can't buy a winger who isn't. I want a winger for the left winger. So yeah, I really want
Cool.
Diamande
I
and
agree with
Cunha.
that. I agree. What about Ahmad? Would you
Bench
sell,
for Mbumo.
bench? You would bench him, right?
Yeah, for
Um,
Mbumo, because I
yeah, I
love
think. Look,
Mbumo.
yeah, I think the same thing. I think Ahmad, bench him because um, he's not going to get into the first team right now with the players that we've got, but he's
Yeah,
still a very good player to bring on. He's still a great weapon to have on the bench when the players are tired. You bring him on second half, and he comes and he has an easy ride going forward and destroying. And he's a good player when someone's injured as well. So you just kind of giving it away with Mbumo starting. So you
yeah,
would
yeah,
start
yeah, yeah.
Mbumo again. I would. You know what? Yeah, I'd have to agree with you.
Yeah.
And Mbumo has proven this
He's
season
so good.
that
He's so good.
he's
He
solid
never
player.
basically. Also, a cool thing about Mbumo is because I've been watching a lot with, because my mom is a widow, so I like to like
Mm,
watch football. Is kind of, I like to keep her company. Like we can watch United and stuff. And she is like 70 years old, so she doesn't have a lot of clue, but she has watched so much football with me, and she always comments on Mbumo and Masraoui. She always says they always do what they're supposed to do. Like even
mm,
she
mm.
notices when Mbumo crosses. That's
Yeah,
when when everyone is screaming like Dalot, cross the ball, then he doesn't
yeah,
cross it. But when everyone says pass it back to, for example, Delict, then he crosses. Like he is the like Mbumo always does the smartest, best thing. I feel like uh, so
yeah,
so
yeah.
so
Look,
I feel like it's
yeah.
perfect to have Mbumo and Ahmad. What a good thing to have, and also
Yeah, I think they're similar players, but
yeah,
I think Mbuma just nicks it for me in terms of his composure on the ball, and he's got a better shot. He's
yeah,
got more power.
productivity. He
Uh,
he has had like 30 goals assists in 3
yeah,
seasons
yeah,
in the Premier League for Brentford, and now
yeah,
United. And Ahmad,
yeah, yeah,
he keeps it tidy and stuff, but he doesn't have a lot of. He's not like, I don't think when a team's set up the plan to meet opponents, they're like, oh, Ahmad, but
yeah,
they do have a plan for Mbumo also. But I like
yeah.
Ahmad, but yeah,
Have
I
you
think
spoken?
Mbumo is.
Grace says, "Have we spoken about Ballon d'Or Dallo? Do I need to defend him?" We have spoken about Dallo. It was a long
Oh,
discussion, I must
yeah,
admit, Grace. I think you might have pushed. You could have pushed us in a certain direction if we were
yeah.
on earlier, but we've decided to keep him. Shock horror. I mean, you'd be shocked because Grace and I have discussed Dallo previously, and she knows my opinions on him, which are not favorable. But
Not me
I was
either, but me
convinced.
and you were very mature about it and very,
Yeah, yeah. We didn't let our personal
yeah,
thoughts on him kind of sway us in one direction or the other. Now
yeah.
let's come to the big boy in
Oh,
Benjamin Sesko. Would you start bench squad player loan sell? What do you think?
I can start with this one
Yeah,
with Sesko. I love him, but I would bench him and buy a top-notch striker, and in 2 years he could start. But I'm not happy if he's starting. I'm like, yeah, Sesko starting, uh, but I'm benching him because I want like a really good striker.
Yeah. Do you know what? I thought you might come out with something about like starting him and so forth, but I am going to agree and say I would bench him now. Again, some fans might be thinking, "What are you talking about?" But for me, I think he needs more time. I think what we do with players when we bring them in, we throw them in the deep end, and then we expect them to swim. And when they drown, we're like, "Well, why did that happen?" It's because we've not given them the opportunity to kind of get used to the temperature of the water and the conditions. And I think with Sesko, I think we should use him sparingly, bring him on when as and
Yeah,
when we need him.
yeah.
I think Carrick's kind of done that, but the problem is the moment we
We don't
take him
have.
off,
Yeah, we don't have.
we don't have a striker,
Yeah.
and we then are stuck between fans who are kicking off halfway through the game saying we need a striker, we need Sesko on, we need a Sesko on, and then Carrick's almost forced to bring him on.
Yeah,
But for me,
the thing I don't like about it is when we play, for example, Mbumo on top. I don't like that he and Ahmad is occupying the same spaces. So that's why I like when Sesko starts. I feel like the roles are more thingy. Like the roles are more set. I feel like when a striker is playing a striker and a winger is playing winger. So we definitely. I would love for Sesko to not have the same pressure as Højlund, because that breaks every young striker, no matter what top club they go to. If they are like, okay, we buy you for so and so million, 70 million, you have to start, play 38 games, and you have to be good every game, or else you go viral on Twitter.
Yeah, for me, I would definitely look to buy a new striker, one who's opposite to Sesko, someone fast, someone agile, someone more acrobatic. Someone different, almost like a goal poacher, like like one of those kind of players that we need.
I know Ish will be angry at me for saying this because he's thinking I'm saving money, but I'm thinking like we shouldn't maybe have mentioned Sir Jim Rest, because we're not talking about like maybe endless pockets. We're talking about more like cleaning up the squad with a sense of reason. So we're not talking Mbappe and buying Hakimi and buying Bellingham and buying Musiala. Like, I think we might have
I don't know, man. I think I would be tempted. I would be tempted. I would be tempted to go and buy someone, like someone crazy. I mean, if we've got that kind of money, I mean, we'll actually come to that decision once we kind of see the end result, and then we'll know which positions we need to go and buy for. Because if you look up at the start list, we've got no bloody midfielders in there. So
that's the problem. Yeah, I know, and also
we haven't got an out-and-out striker either.
I'm just trying to wind up Niche a bit, but I'm going to say I'm just going to say this with my chest, Niche. Listen to me now, Niche. Do you know what striker that I would buy, even if the Sheikhs would have? Okay, maybe if you take away Lautaro and Mbappe and Kane and stuff like that won't happen. My favorite striker in the world. Are you ready, Niche? It's Tony. It's Ivan Toney. I think Tony with Mbumo, Brighton, and his headers and his leadership, captaincy, his arrogant shit player. Like, I love. So Bruno and Mbumo, Tony, I think, and I know you can give me shit for it, but I just love Tony, and I know I'm weird for it, but I think him and Sesko would be. But yeah, that's a very niche opinion.
To be honest,
no pun intended.
I think I'm not quite sure who I'd go for in the striker role, because I can't see anyone who's Mbappe. Obviously, would be someone that you'd look at but then you can't sign him.
His personality. I don't want you can't of those
sign
players.
Them players.
I don't want.
I mean, they won't be available, will they? But and I can't see anyone else who right now.
Lautaro Martinez. He would be. He's a captain material.
Yeah, he'd be all right. I mean,
crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Obi, young Chido Obi. You would loan him
he
out.
Needs to. I really rate him, actually, but I think he needs to play.
He needs to play more football.
Every game. I think he can become actually a starter for us one day. I really, so yeah, I would love to see him go to like a championship side and play every game for them. Yeah.
Okay,
Who
so
is
what
that?
about Ethan Waitley? He's the young.
No,
No,
no, Sell.
loan
I won't even.
sell.
No, I've not
Yeah,
been impressed.
yeah. I don't. Let's come on to a one that's stood out for me as we first got here, which was Marcus Rashford. Now Barcelona are in action today. I think he's playing whilst we've been online. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I need to go and watch the highlights of that later on. But what do you make of Marcus Rashford?
It's like like I said with Mbappe and stuff. Everyone has their preferences, and before like 8 years ago or something, I was like, actually, you wouldn't imagine it, but I was a bit of a up and coming manager, like very young, because I was the one that I stopped playing football at 22 and just went for the manager route that early. And I did a few like promotions with teams, and like I was up and coming, but then I started doing the music thing, so I couldn't focus on both. My point is, I hate players like Rashford and Mbappe and those types of players in the. So I wouldn't put them in my locker room. So I'm not the person that only sees ability. I think the blame shifters, the poor me, the I can't stand. I loved Rashford, was one of my favorite players for years, and it was all PR. Like, he wasn't that nice person. He isn't nice back with the cantina women. He isn't good behind the scenes. He isn't this great player that everyone says. And for him going to Barcelona and scoring against Elche and Getafe and getting a nice goal and assist rate, it doesn't fool me. He disappears in the big matches. He disappears for 3 months. Oh, I'm so fed up.
So you would sell then? I take it.
Yes, 100%.
You know what? Yeah, I think. Look, we've been there, seen that. He's
don't go back to your
disrespected the
ex.
club, and he had a toxic relationship with us. And
that Rashford, Sancho, Lingard vibe, I hated it.
Yeah.
Sancho,
and saying
we
that
don't need to discuss him.
We don't need to discuss Sancho. I mean, this guy's even worse than Rashford. I'd put him in a different category to even Rashford.
Yeah, it's like jail. He's the same as Onana, the jail one.
Yeah, man. He is. He's the one who needs to be put in prison for crimes against United. I mean, the amount of money we spent on this guy, the amount of hearts he broke, the amount of potential he had, and he's wasted himself. Let's be honest. He's ruined his own career, not anybody else's. Now the next one is the goalkeeper. I don't have a clue who he is.
Is that Vitek maybe?
It might be. I mean,
if that's Vitek, I would 100% bench, because he's been good in Germany and
as a secondary goalkeeper, we do need someone. So so we've got him there, and then we've got the Fletcher brothers, the Jack Fletcher and Tyler Fletcher.
I don't like nepotism.
Yeah. I mean,
let's see if they can do it without nepotism, and then we'll talk.
Yeah. I think so. I think that, look, some of these now will be interesting, but they'll be straightforward. Ethan Williams, another youngster we've got.
He's alone. I like every. It's not much we've seen of him, but he has this aggression to him. So he does. Loan.
Yeah. Shea Lacey. Yeah.
Ooh, squad player,
good call. Actually, I was going to say, I think I'd have him in, because we saw him in action this season. We've seen him. He's all right. I mean, I think he needs more game time, and we need to get him there. Victor Musa, what do you think of him?
I haven't seen much of him. I can't. I don't like to pretend that I know. If I say I know something, I know it.
He's someone who's. I won't say highly rated, but he's rated at United.
Yeah. I've seen loan, but now I remember I've seen clips of him. Yeah,
and then
he looks cool.
Mentato, this guy has been talked about a lot this season. I've heard lots of good things coming out about him.
Squad player maybe, because I want to see him take the place of Dalot as a how do you say it? As a backup for Masraoui.
Yeah, look, do you know what? I think we do need more
Squad alone,
youngsters,
but just squad. I
squad
like.
player. Yeah, right. Okay, so let's review this now, because
Wow.
this is the interesting part. So we've got that's a lot of players that we're going to sell. I didn't realize we're going to sell that
It's
many and loan
crazy.
so many out. So out of I think the majority of them are loan and sell.
Yeah.
We haven't even got
we
a
have
full 11.
1, 2, 3, 4, and you remember 4 of those are centre backs, by the way.
Yep, yep. So technically, we'd have to bench Haven.
Yeah. If we say
and
bench
Euro,
those two, for example, we have.
right?
I would be happy for those players to start, and obviously, like if you had your, then Cunha would even be on the bench, but I vetoed him.
Yeah. I mean, look, from
yeah.
that,
But
I would.
that's exactly
scary,
why
isn't
this
it?
thing is a cool thing. Like this
Yes.
is we should like. This is the clip. This is the. We have
1,
Lamans,
2, 3,
Masraoui,
4, 5, 6, 7. So
and
we're
you would say,
missing.
and you would say that like Niche and different people would say like they don't rate the league or Leach is too injured. Like there's not a lot of people there that are like most people agree with. It's Lamens and maybe Mbumo, and then some people
Yeah.
are like about Bruno, yay or nay.
Do you know what? I'm
That's
gonna
crazy.
do you know, I'm gonna do something even more controversial here, right?
Okay,
I'm gonna do
ready.
something more controversial, which is looking down that list. There's still 2 players I'm still not 100% with, and I can't take 2 players out, but there's 2 players in that list that I look at and think I'm still not 100% with them, despite putting them in the start list. Now
we can take Vitek down from keeper down to a squad player.
No, I'm not talking about the bench. I'm talking about the starting players that we've put in there. Do you know that?
Yeah,
There's 2 players. Do you know who it is? There's one is Mbumo.
And the other one for you is Leach, I think.
No.
Delict?
Well, I've discussed Kuna already, but for me, it's Delict. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
you will see the best of him.
I think.
But I get you.
Delict is because he's injured, and I just feel like, is he going to come back ever to his full potential, or is he a player that we kind of cut now and not do a Luke Shaw, not do a Harry Maguire, not do
Okay, should we maybe think of it as, if we're not 100% sure, like for me, like I love Delict, like I said, but I get you guys' point. So I would be down to put him to bench, not because I think he is a bench player, but because
Leacher. You're talking about Leacher.
Leach, I can't. I only have the veto on Cunha, but I can't agree with Leach. I think he would start for most teams in the world. I think he's.
So Leacher, you stay as is. He starts for us, right? Leacher. I can't hear. I can't hear you. Can you hear me, Elga? I can't hear Helga, so apologies for that. I hope we get him back. But whilst I've got you, I mean, look, for me, I look at this and I think, for me, I would get rid of a few players here. Are you still online, Helga? Let me know. But for me, I can't. I'll actually stick with that. I'll stick with that. I don't want to kind of go with Helga and without Helga and make the executive decision and say that we can't have, say, for instance, Delict in there or Matthias Cunha. But for me, I would not be convinced with Cunha or Delict in there. So essentially, we're left with hardly any players in the first starting lineup, which is madness, I know, but this is it. This is how you've got to make that decision, man. I've been saying it to you guys. I've said it to you at the start. Look, with me, you've got to be ruthless, and if you've got a new owner coming in and he's asking you what you do with the current squad of players. Of course, you've got to be reasonable. I know Nish is saying get rid of everyone, which I wish we could do. You know what I'm like, but I would say, look, let's start with these guys, and the rest of them we've got to allow, right? But then
Now I'm
again,
back. Now I'm back.
good, Helga. I was. Oh, you're lucky you're back, because I was gonna get rid of Kuna and all the rest of them as well. No, I'm only
Yeah, we
joking.
can. No, I heard
Yeah.
while you were. It's literally my computer, like everything is on, and it just
Yeah.
and just became dark. So I had to like turn the computer on. Like, but I know it's Niche doing some voodoo things. I know.
You think Niche is sabotaging your PC?
Yeah,
He's had enough.
but I heard what you're saying, so I can agree with taking De Ligt on the bench because of what you are saying makes sense in the same. Like, my opinion is that I think he is or could be good enough to start for United, but that's coulda, woulda, shoulda. So let's put him on the bench. I agree with your viewpoint on that, but like, yeah, we have the
I
vetoes
know
are
I'm being
not moving
harsh.
Cunha. Cunha, I 100% in my veins believe he's good enough to start for United. So that's my veto.
I guess
but
I'll use the veto on. I'll use the veto for De Ligt, and you've used the veto for Kuna. So I think what's shocking.
That is terrifying. That is terrifying.
That is shocking, isn't it? That's shocking. I mean,
especially when we said like when that a lot of people would be like maybe Licha and Cunha goes to the bench as well, and then we have even fewer. So it's. But also at the same time, what's funny is that I'm not that pessimistic about our future as well, because I think, in my opinion, then if we say if everyone's fit, I still believe like I'm happy when Euro starts, I'm happy when Heaven starts, I'm happy when De Ligt starts, I'm happy when Licha starts, I'm happy when Masraoui starts, Lemans, and I'm happy when Mbumo, Cunha, Bruno, or if we get Diomande, Sesko. So at the same time, it's like it's I don't have the English word for it, but it's a conundrum kind of thing. It's interesting to say the least, and we can take Vitek down to squad player just for the optics of it. So it looks even worse.
Yeah. Well, look, it's a scary look, isn't it? Because the players that we're going to sell, let's be honest, most of them are probably going to get sold anyway. Well, actually, maybe not. I think with the Harry Maguire and Mason Mount, Luke Shaw
and Maguire Mount, that's horrible. That's horrible.
I think what's
and they're
crazy
going to play a lot. They're going to take
they're
away.
Going to start. They're going to start.
They're going to take away from like Euro and Heaven is going to play less because of Maguire, and Mount is going to take off games from other players we like sometimes, and Shaw is going to hinder us. Because let's say if we don't have Shaw, we would need to get out and buy a starting left back. But when we have Shaw, he can be injured, and we can say, when Shaw's back, he's the best left back, and we can just play Amrabat or something, like put him on loan. Like that's horrible having those, because the thing about keeping some players also, like football clubs aren't like a rooster egg or like an Easter egg. Like, it's nice to keep them just in case. Like, no, because they're actually going to, like, that's one of my argument against Dalot, that he sometimes then does that Masraoui doesn't play, and so that's the also issue with keeping some players, is not only just keeping them for the sake of keeping them, but they're also hindering
bringing somebody else in.
Like especially with the wages of those three from UK, like Mount, Shaw, and Maguire is one of the most top earners in the club as well. And we would get decent money for maybe Mount, and maybe we could squeeze 20-15 from Maguire plus the wages, and maybe 10-15 for Shaw plus the wages. So we can
technically we need 5 new starting players, and we need at least another 3 or 4, if not more, bench and squad players. It's crazy, isn't it? So to think of it, and that we've been lenient on this squad.
I think so too. Like Nish said, we have been. He was calling us Ineos at one point, and Although I disagree with that, I agree. We have been as recent, like we have stretched our, like we haven't gone for the Hakimi, Mbappe, Bellingham, Haaland from
Well,
City.
no, but because
We,
we're not here discussing who we could sign, because that could be another show in itself.
yeah,
Which players should United buy?
that's
Um,
not a stupid idea, by the way. Just
yeah, I
saying.
mean, yeah. So as in a striker, which striker, midfielder,
Yeah,
defender, and goalkeeper should United buy next? Uh,
midfielders.
yeah, but in terms of just having the project of deciding who goes and who stays and what we do,
Terrifying.
that is terrifying, because we've essentially scrapped more players than we've kept, and that's a bit scary for me, because I thought we might end up with more players staying, and we might be
Yeah,
keeping more players. But
at least 50-50, but
yeah,
it's not even close.
yeah, and the scary thing is that even if someone with the riches of Sheikh Yassim came in, even he would, you'd have to spend near enough, what
Yeah,
I'd
5.
say 5 to 6 mil, or if
Yeah,
not near enough a bill.
yeah.
You're looking at just bring in another 10 players. 10 players, 5 for the squad, 5 for the starting lineup. You're not going to get, let's just say average
And
is
that is
100.
and that is if everyone hits, by the way. If every one of
Yeah,
those is a hit, but the
yeah.
50%, oh my.
Yeah, it's scary. It's scary, man. I mean, I would not. I mean, at the start of this show, I was sat here thinking, "Oh, of course, it's not going to be that bad. We're not going to get rid of so many players. It's going to be fairly straightforward. We'll have our starting 11." But now, thinking of it, I mean, we haven't even got a starting 11, and that is us on a reasonable day. We're being
Yeah.
very lenient on United. I mean, we've kind of used every excuse in the book to keep the likes of, Diego Dallo and so forth,
Yeah.
and they're squad players, but they won't get any game time. You got to
Yeah, and
remember,
look at some of those squad players are like, we're talking 1, 2, 3 appearances a season.
yeah,
Like, imagine if don't remove that lane, but like imagine if we removed that lane, we would have Le Mans. I'm counting from the Le Mans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 on the start and bench, and that's a squad of 25.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It is. It's crazy. It's
So that's
crazy.
12. That's
Yeah.
12, and we've kept some squad players there like Lacy,
Mm.
Mantato, and Vitek. But yeah, and the most scary thing when I look at this is that the only thing realistic about this list is we are actually going to do that midfield. So in the summer, Mainu is the only one we're going to keep. Like, Ugarte is going to go. Casemiro
Yeah.
is confirmed to go. And that's it, mate.
Yeah,
We
we're
only
in
have
we're in a lot
Mainu.
of trouble. We're in a
We
lot of
have
trouble.
one
Yeah.
central defensive. We should have 5. We have 1. And we're not talking like negative or hypothetical. It's,
Yeah.
we all know Ugarte is gone. We all know Casemiro. Like, we don't have Fred or Matt. Like, we're not joking with anyone. Like, we don't even have like Collier, or like, we literally only have Mainu.
Well, looking at the team, you look at the team and you think, we've got so much problems in terms of we haven't even got top players. These are not like the world's best players.
Yeah.
And how you go through that is by just simply saying, right, okay, if these players became available today,
Yeah.
how many of these will get into the top 3
Yeah.
or 5 teams in the world? Would any of these players?
Should we do that just for fun? I would say Masraoui would go into most teams unless they have, like, he would start for, like, he's better than the Mateus Nunes at City. He's not better than Hakimi, but he is better than the right back at Pavlovic at Bayern. He is better than Pavlovic. He is better than Carvajal, but he's Trent. So
Trent is
he can be in that discussion.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
Lamens wouldn't at this point.
No, I don't think so. Neither would
Bruno would start for most teams.
Bruno, probably. Yeah, Bruno. Leacher, possibly as well.
It depends on the coach there. I think if Luis Enrique and Pep, he does start for them, but I don't think he'd start for other. I don't think he'd start for Company, for
Yeah,
example.
yeah. I don't think so. Again, I know Leacher is done brilliantly at United, but I don't think many clubs will look at Leacher and say, right, okay, he can come and play for us. Yes, probably in La Liga and Barcelona, maybe,
Yeah.
but again, no, I don't think so. Mateus,
Yeah, it
you know
depends
my
on.
thoughts.
Yeah,
You know my
it
thoughts. I
depends
don't
on
think he
who
would
you
get into
ask.
him.
It depends on who you ask. I think
Yeah,
he would start for a lot of top teams, but I appreciate difference in opinion.
yeah,
I'm a bit biased there,
yeah, yeah.
and
And
then
then
Buma,
Bumo,
I
I,
think he would start for Mo, but not like.
I don't think so. I can't. I don't think he would. I think
No,
if
he
you look
wouldn't start
across
ahead of
the
Olise. He
top,
wouldn't start ahead of
you at
Olise,
least he wouldn't start
Yamal.
ahead of
No,
Yamal. He wouldn't start
no,
ahead of what is it, Dembele at
no.
PSG.
But he's a bit underneath that. But I can accept that because we aren't at the Real Madrid Bayern level, Barca, but we should be in and around that. And I would I would only put
Yeah.
Masraoui, Bruno, maybe only those two
Yeah.
on
Look,
the
Mazraoui
definitive.
and Bruno, and
Yeah,
that's it. That's it. Even Mbumo, I don't think he would get in again. I think he's been pretty poor since the AFCON. I think
yeah,
January, since he's come back, he's not really hit the heights. And even before, when he was doing all the good work and scoring, I think it was more down to the fact that he was playing in a shit team, and he was the standout player in that team
yeah,
under Ruben Amorim and his formation. And you've got to remember he was getting a lot of help with Ahmad overloading on that side, and therefore he was getting a lot more space. However, now where he's having to play that traditional right wing position, he's not got Ahmad helping him out.
mm.
And he's not overloading, so he's Mbumo is having to do a lot of the work himself to create chances.
My hope is that because we have basically never since Mbumo signed seen mostly because of Amorim and the formation and him playing Dalot on the right,
Mm.
and then Afcon, and then Carrick coming in who
So,
knows
so,
Dalot.
so
So we
technically,
basically
yeah,
haven't seen Masraoui and Mbumo, and I think
yeah.
that can become a very good right side for us, but we haven't.
So the extreme version of this list is this for me, then, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah, like Nice said, take
this would be
everyone who
my
would
list,
start
right?
off.
So
Yeah,
Mateus will be benched,
yeah,
and Boomer will be benched,
yeah. Licha
uh,
would be benched,
and Leacher will be benched.
and
Yeah, and
Lamens,
that would
and
be
Lamens,
that would be
and
my
Lamens,
starting
and
lineup, man.
Lamens. Come on, do it, do it, do it.
No,
Lamens
no,
is
no.
fun.
I'd keep Lemens. I'd keep Lemens, but
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah,
my starting
yeah,
lineup. And
yeah. I
out
get.
of the 11
I
players I need,
agree. We can put
I
it
would
like
be
this.
if I was saying, like, look, if I was truly
Yeah,
advising
yeah,
somebody
yeah.
saying,
I
look,
agree.
I want the world's I want the best Man United team
Yeah,
possible ever, right?
yeah,
And these players would get into any other top team
yeah.
in
I
world
agree.
football.
I agree. I think we have the list
Yeah,
right now. I think
that's madness,
like
isn't
Nish
it? That
said.
is madness.
I
That
think
is
this thing
madness.
has like evolved, but I don't agree with Niche in just everyone on the bench should then be sold. But now I think the list is like kind of what our idea started off, and it's been a
What's Niche
journey.
saying? So
It's been a
Niche
journey.
saying, take off everyone who won't play. All right, okay.
Yeah,
So
and he says
also,
it's serious. He says it's serious now. Hallelujah.
oh, all right. So Niche agrees. Okay,
Now he's
I didn't
happy.
realize. Well, look. Do you know what? As I'm looking at it, I would. That's honestly my take on it. I
Yeah,
know that that's extreme, and I know there'll be lots of fans out there who will
yeah.
probably be watching this thinking, absolutely ridiculous. How can you do that to the squad of players that we've got? But I'm not saying that the players that I've benched here shouldn't be getting any game time for United. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that we should have them on the bench and they
Yeah,
should come
in
on
a world
as
where
bit
we are
part
pacing
players.
for a Champions League or trying to get
Yes.
for the title and
Yes.
stuff,
Yes.
we could
Yeah.
win the title with Lamens and
Yeah.
Masraoui and Bruno.
Yeah.
But like I said earlier, but the midfield is just it's ringing in my mind now because that's like this thing is a fun thing we do on a Saturday, like in living in Yuhu land. But like
Yeah.
in the real world, we still have that actual problem with only
Well,
Mainu. That's
from me,
so
from the
scary.
bench, if I'm working through the bench, I'm looking at Dogu, Menu, Ahmad, Tesco, Aiden, and Lenny Euro, and I'll cut them all off, saying they're all youngsters, so they've got a lot of potential, and they could become world
That's
class,
true.
and
That's
hopefully
another good point as
they,
well.
they, they could all become world class players and become the very best players in their positions. I mean, I definitely feel that that's a possibility. In Yoro, I feel like
Yeah,
he could be one of the best centre backs, French centre backs. We've seen what they're like; they're
I
excellent.
think him and
Haven,
Yoro is like we have to see them play at center back together at one point because
yeah, yeah,
but also fans are very like if Heaven has the mistake, nah, bruv, he's not it, bruv. I'm not having the definition in the word book of a youngster is inconsistent.
mm,
Uh, like so Euro also had some bad games and haven't basically hasn't had any bad games
yeah.
almost. But it's also because Euro has played
Ag-
a lot more
Yeah,
though.
so
To be
so the
fair,
bench the bench is technically these players are good enough to be in the
yeah,
squad of
yeah,
United,
in and
but are
around,
they
and maybe if they
world
improve,
class?
yeah,
Yeah, but certainly, when I look at it and think, oh look, these players can all play in the Man United team. Of course they can. They're doing it right now. But if we're looking at the very best players possible to go into our starting 11, um, yeah, that is it. I mean, again, we can shift up these players, and we can obviously certainly start with Mbumo, Martinez, and Delict and Acuna, put them back in again. But in reality, we know that they're not the very best players in them positions in
yeah.
Europe. Never mind in the world, right?
They
We can
can
get better
be if
players.
they get like you have some
You
players
mentioned
that
Diomande.
yeah, I really like him, but also if we're talking about like Nish said with like the Sheikh Jassim, I'm not talking about like he's naming Vinicius Junior. I'm not thinking in that bracket because we have like I'm thinking a bit more
Mm,
realistic, but I want, but also again, Diamande is also in that bracket of Euro, Heaven,
yeah,
Mainu,
yeah.
Dorgu,
Young potential players.
but we have to also be a little bit realistic of where we
We do,
are.
we do. Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so I think
I
a
can't see.
Diamante is good, but I think, like I said, the midfield. I think
Yeah, yeah.
that's a
I
huge
I
issue.
can't look. I can't see us ever, even maybe under Sheikh Yassim, going out there and buying another, you know, uh, what 8 9 players for our
No,
starting team. It doesn't.
no,
Not no one does that. We've
no.
seen that with City. We've seen that with PSG. Rich owners come in, but they take their time on
Yeah,
rebuilding
it doesn't
a
work like that
team.
in the
It
even in
doesn't
the
work
real
like that.
world. Even if
Yes,
we got Sheikh Jassim, we couldn't
yes,
because also of the PSR and stuff. Like even if we got rid of all them, they couldn't go out and buy Bellingham, Vitinha,
yeah, exactly,
like
exactly.
so we have to think a bit like that. But also, uh, where do you stand? And also, question to the chat, but where do you guys stand on Stiller? Because I think Stiller and Wharton are like the left-footed controlled, but Wharton is like obviously played in Premier League and stuff, but
Look, Stiller's good. I like Stiller. I just feel like he's not.
my favorites would be Anderson, obviously everyone's favorite, but he is so good. But like I would see who like Anderson, Tonali, and Bruno. I really like all of them. But out of that, like obviously I would love Vitinha or Camavinga or
Mm,
Chumini or Valverde, but they are not going to United. They are not going to
yeah,
United,
look,
sadly.
I don't think so. I can't see that happening. I can't see that happening. I can see United again looking at the signings that we've made previously. I think we're going to go for safer options,
Yeah,
players that we kind of are familiar with to some degree. But
yeah, but I kind
um,
of agree with that actually.
yeah, yeah.
In this, in the state where we are, I would love, also because, you know, my Italian heritage, I've always loved Tonali. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
I would, yeah, I would love Tonali, and I also have a minor OCD on, like, how do you say it, Football Manager and FIFA. I always play with the left-footed left center back and right-footed right center back, and also I do the same in midfield. But that's just a weird me thing that has always been. But that's why I want, like, a left-footed to play on the left side, like when we had Matic or Fred. I loved having like a left-footed on the left and then a right,
Yeah.
because it has to do with when you receive the ball, like as a left back or whatever. Like, why do most left back and right backs are the foot on the side? There's never been much inverted backs, and the central midfielders always, like, receive the ball in similar areas. I feel like, so I like the idea of like a Wharton, a left foot, and then a right foot next to him. So a
Yeah.
Wharton, Anderson, or yeah. But that's me being nitpicky.
Well,
I would
we're
love.
gonna have to wait and see. It'll be a crazy summer transfer window. But anyway, guys, we've hit the 2 hour mark. It was meant to be half an hour a
Yeah,
show. I was saying, we're gonna keep it short, but it's always uh, one of those topics that you can discuss till the sun comes up. And we're not going to do that on this occasion. So we're going to say a huge thank you to Helga for coming on and letting us know his thoughts on this, brilliant show. It was his idea as well. So thank you for him for bringing the idea to us, and then obviously taking part and making it a very interesting discussion. So appreciate to everybody who's been on the chat and hit the like and
yeah,
just
brilliant.
taken part. Thank you very much. We'll be back again tomorrow because we're going to do the preview show for the Leeds match, which is going to be a very interesting
Back to
game indeed.
reality. Back to reality.
Back to reality.
All those players
All
you have
these
put on
players
sell.
will be back in the starting lineup, and we're going to hit
Oh,
reality. As like we're going to hit it like a brick wall, aren't we? We actually, we might even not have these players available for the game. But anyway, want to say a huge thank you to everybody, Niche, everyone in the house. Thank you very
yes.
much, and we'll see you again next time. Take care. Helga, do you want to say goodbye?
Yeah, just thank you to the chat, and nice that Travis tries to do something different. It's yeah, it's a good that Travis's channel exists, so everyone must be very appreciative of that, I think. Yeah, and good night.
Okay. Thank you very much, guys. Take care, and we'll see you tomorrow.